Yep, feel free to lie down flat on your back here and we'll get started. Just take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you exhale, push your lower back flat down into the mat. Get used to that feeling of just tucking your tailbone there and flattening your back all the way down on the mat. You can feel your core tightening as you do that. So that's going to be something that we'll want to focus on throughout the whole class, is keeping that core tight through every move so that it was working the whole time while you're doing everything else. Take another few seconds there. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And once you're ready, we'll get started off with a warm-up here. So we're going to start off with our knees up here into a tabletop position. So you want your knees to be directly above your hip bones here. And just rest your legs there for a minute. Again, push that lower back down into the mat here. So feeling like you have that control from your core. And we're just going to lower one leg down to tap onto the mat and then lift it up and lower the opposite leg down. So again, keep that core tight, keep that lower back pressed down as you just slowly lower down and lift. Continue to breathe. We'll go for 3. Nice and slow. 2. And one more each side. Now press your legs together here and we're going to lower them down together. Again, keep that core tight, keep that lower back down, and slowly lift. And lower. We'll do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then lower both your feet down. And then next we're going to lift our hips up into a bridge here. So we're just going to do a few just like this. Just a lift and lower. Really try to get your hips up as high as you can here so that you feel that straight line from your shoulder blades to your knees. And feel that nice stretch when you get up to the top. Just activating those hip muscles and a little bit of your glutes and quads. We'll go 4 more like this. 3, 2, and 1. Hold this one up at the top. Then you're going to walk your feet out just a few inches. And then we're just going to do little pulses up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold up at the top, and then we're going to pulse our knees in together. So squeeze your knees to tap each other and out. In and out. For 9, 8, 7. This is nice and slow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those hips down and pull your knees into your chest here for a quick stretch. And then bring them a little bit back down, and we're gonna warm up that core. So you're gonna put your hands behind your head here, interlace your fingers. And you're gonna keep your head, neck, and shoulders lifted up off the mat. Knees are gonna come in toward your chest, and then you're just going to stretch them straight back out. So our legs are pressed tightly together, and you're gonna bring them into your chest and stretch out straight. Keep them tightly zipped together the whole time. The lower you keep your legs to the floor, the more challenging it's going to be. You can keep them up to 45, or you can lower them down a little bit. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one, hold them out. So you want to hold your legs out to 45 degrees here. Keep your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. And we're just going to do little crunches up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower everything down for another quick stretch. And then last thing here in our warm up, we are going to finish off with the hundreds. So again, these can either come to a tabletop position here, or you can stretch them out to 45 degrees, or you can stretch them up straight, whatever feels good for you. If you have them straight in any position, keep your heels together and your toes apart so you have an outward rotation on your legs here. So we're gonna keep our arms covered over the mat at our sides. Gaze goes towards your belly button, and start to pump your arms. And we'll inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and inhale, and exhale, for 4, exhale, inhale for 3, exhale, 2, see if you can lift up a little higher, exhale, and 1, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and lower yourself down. Again, pull those knees into your chest for a nice big stretch here. And take a few deep breaths, and we'll move on here to our ab series. So we're going to start off with a little stretch just to get prepared for everything we're going to do next. So you're going to lay flat on your back here, and it's going to be a roll up and a stretch forward, and we're just going to start off with 2 of them here. So you really want to focus on your breathing the whole time. So your arms are going to come over your head. We're going to bring our arms, and we're just going to peel ourselves up off the mat. So you want to exhale as you peel yourself up to a seated position here. Pause at the top, take a deep breath, take another inhale, and then you're going to exhale as you stretch forward, reach toward your toes. And take a nice breath while you're here. And come back, stack your spine to a seated position, and slowly roll yourself down with control here. And we'll do that one more time. So arms come overhead, inhale. Exhale as you peel yourself up. Pause at the top, sit tall, inhale. And exhale, reach forward and stretch. That should feel like a really nice stretch on the back of your legs. And then we're gonna keep our legs wide here for another quick stretch. So I'm just gonna sit this way so that you can see. So legs are gonna come as wide as you can here. And we're just gonna reach over toward the right. Grab those toes and reach your arm overhead. And come down towards the middle, as far down as you can get here. I am not very flexible, so I can very far. Stretch here. And then over to the left side, stretch. And arm comes overhead. And we're just gonna go once more on each side, come back toward the middle. Really getting our legs prepared. Back toward the right side. Reach toward your foot, flex. Into the middle. And over to the left. Okay. Then once you're ready, we're going to come back and get started off in a seated position here. So your knees are going to be bent with your feet down on the mat. Well, one foot's going to come down. The other one, what we're going to do to start off is we're going to twist toward the right side. So you're going to twist over that right knee with your arm so you can keep your hands clasped together here. And as you twist, your knee is going to come in toward your chest. And then we're going to come back to the middle and stretch it long and sort of lower your back down a little bit. So it's going to be a twist and stretch forward. So we'll go for 8, 7, 6. Really get that twist in your obliques. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower that foot down. Then we're just going to go over to the left side. So left foot comes up and we will twist to the left and lower, twist for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs are going to come up here. So we're going to be balancing kind of on our sits bones here, and feet are going to come up off the mat. You can keep them pointed here to feel a little bit of control. Arms are going to come out at your sides, and we're going to lower ourselves down just before the lower back, the lower part of your back touches the mat. And then exhale, you lift yourself back up and bend your knees. So we'll lower and lift. Lower and lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come up, press those feet down, and then slowly lower yourself all the way back down. So you're fully flat on the mat. Straighten your legs out. So what we're gonna do here is, earlier, like I said, to keep your lower back pressed down to the mat, we're gonna practice that again here for the next few moves. So your arms can actually come behind your head for this. And all we're gonna do is, while laying flat back down on our mat, lower back is pressed into the mat. You're just gonna tap your toes. If you can see mine, you're just going to tap your heels down out to the side. So it's just gonna come a little bit, about a foot out to the side and then back to center. But the challenge here is obviously to keep your core engaged and keep that lower back pressed down into the mat. So we'll go out to the right and center and out to the left. For 8, 7, keep that core engaged. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to keep our legs straight here, and they're going to be pressed together. And you're going to keep your hands behind your head, and we're just going to do little crunches up and straight. So again, gaze is going to be right out towards your lower stomach, and we're just going to do little crunches up and up. Try to keep your shoulder blades off the mat here. So it's just going to be tiny little 1 inch up, 1 inch down for 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that right hand behind your head. Left hand is going to come up, and we're just going to sort of reach over. Left arm is going to reach over to the right side. So you're going to feel like you're actually reaching for something in the air. So you want to lift yourself a little bit up off the mat here, and then lower. You don't want to come fully all the way down the whole time. That shoulder blade stays off the mat. You're going to reach, reach. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand comes behind your head. Right hand reaches up and reach over to the left side. Reach and lift. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last thing right here. Both hands are going to come back behind our head, and you're just going to do little circles in a crunch here. So we're going to circle over to the left side. And it's a small movement, again, about 1 inch up, and just kind of rotate over to the left. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and reverse direction. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower everything down. Take a nice breath. And when you're ready, we're gonna go into a single leg stretch. So you're gonna bring your right knee into your chest here and place your hands on the outsides of your right shin. And then the left foot is gonna come out to 45 degrees here. Point both of your toes. Head, neck, and shoulders are gonna come up off the mat. And we're gonna pull our right knee into our chest for a little stretch here and then switch. So we're gonna tug in and switch. And switch. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hold it in. Try to stay up if you can. Shoulders are still off the mat. Both knees come together. Hands come to the outsides of both of your shins here. Stretch it into your chest. And then everything is going to extend. Arms and legs both come out. And then circle arms around and pull them right back in. Stretch and back together. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower it all down. Legs come down for a quick sec. Take a breath. We're going to do a few more things here, like 2 more things, and then I'll give your abs a break. So the first thing here is legs are going to come back into that tabletop position. Hands are going to come behind your head, and there's going to be sort of like 2 movements in here. So we're going to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. And as you do that, your legs are going to extend out. And then you're going to hold at the top, separate your legs about 1 foot, bring them back together, and then lower everything down, legs come back up to the tabletop. So extend, separate, together, and lower. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, exhale as you lift up, 2, and 1. And lower everything down. Last thing here, I promise. Take a quick breath first, as we're just gonna do kind of like a bicycle crunch, but it's gonna go nice and slow. So right knee is gonna come into your chest, and we're gonna twist to the right side, come back to center, and twist to the left side. Twist, and twist. You wanna aim your underarm toward your knee so you really feel that twist in your spine. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hug everything in together. Stretch your knees into your chest. Take a nice deep breath here. And we'll just take a second before moving on to the next series. We're actually going to come to standing next. So we're going to come stand up. Yeah, I could just get this too. Cooperate. Okay. So first thing we're going to do here, seeing correctly. So first thing we're going to do here is you're going to squat down, and while we're down, so feet are going to be about hip width distance apart. So you're going to just do a regular squat, and while you're down, you're going to lift your heels up so you're on your toes, and then lower them and stand up. So it's just a squat, toes, lower, and up. To really feel yourself balancing, tighten your core while you're down there to keep your balance so that you can lift up to those toes. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now you're going to come to the edge of your mat here, and we're just going to do a few lunges here. So we're going to lift your right leg and lunge over to the right, and then you're going to twist to the right with your spine, come back to center, and then lift back up. So it's going to be a lunge on your left foot, twist over that knee, back to center, and lift. Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle with the one I love, we're just trying to figure out. We'll go for 3 more each side. 2. And we're gonna lower this one down, twist, come to center, and we're just gonna pulse down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push it up. And then last one here, twist, center, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift the back up. And then we're coming back down. You're going to lower down, and we're going to walk out to a plank here. And we're going to start off in actually a downward dog position. So just come here so you can get a nice little stretch. Pedal your feet out a little bit. And just catch your breath here. Feel that nice stretch on the back of your calves. So first we're gonna go from this down dog position. We're gonna shift forward into a high plank. We're gonna do this a few times where we'll shift forward, and then you're gonna lower down into an elbow plank here, come back up, and then back to down dog. So we're gonna slowly come out to a high plank, lower down to your elbows, push up, and stretch back into a down dog. And every time you stretch back, you can get a nice, lower those heels down for a nice stretch. So lower, and lift, and stretch back. And try to keep your hips stable here so you don't wiggle them too much as you lower and lift. So if you need to open out your legs a little bit here, it makes it a little bit easier to keep your hips stable. We'll go for 3, 2, and 1. And then one last time, come out into a high plank here. And we're gonna do plank reaches out. So if you need to lower your knees down here, you can do that, or you can stay up in this high plank. And we're just gonna reach our arms out and switch hands. And you just reach it straight out in front of you. Again, try to keep your hips stable here so you can separate your feet a little bit, tighten your core. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower your knees down. Pull back into a quick child's pose for a nice stretch. And then when you're ready, we'll come back up here and we're gonna move into a few push-ups into an open side plank. So you can either do this on your knees or you can try it on your toes. It's a little bit easier to do these on your toes because we're not just doing straight push-ups one after the other. So if you can, lower yourself down and exhale as you push up and then open up into a side plank. If you're on your knees, you lower down, push up, and then try to pop up onto your feet to open that up. You can't see, I am just opening it up to the side plank here and then stretching my arm up. So we'll go for 5, lower and lift, and switch to the other side. Right arm comes up, right hand comes down. 4, push up and open. 3, push up, open. 2, and 1. And lower your knees down. So now next we're gonna be here in this hands and knees position. So you can do a few cat and cow stretches here. Just to take a deep breath. And then you wanna make sure that your wrists are directly beneath your shoulders. Knees are directly below your hips here. We're gonna start off by reaching out our left arm and our right leg. So take a second, reach them out and catch your balance here. And then we're just gonna pulse them up about an inch up. So it's just a little lift, both your legs and your arms. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold them up here. And then you're going to bring them in together. So your elbow is going to meet your knee and then stretch out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower them both down. Then actually I'm gonna switch over because we're gonna work on our right leg here to start. So same leg that you just had, stretch out, that's what we're going to do. You're gonna lower down to your elbows here. And the right leg again is going to come out, and we're going to tap our toe onto the floor. So you're gonna cross it over to the left side and tap it down, and then we're gonna bring it up to the center and then bring it out and tap it to the right side. So it's just a lift and lower, lift and lower. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now that same leg is gonna come, knee is gonna come bent here, and you're gonna flex your foot. We're just gonna pulse it up and up. So pulse it like you're stamping your foot up on the ceiling. Just a little pulse up for 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now straighten it out. Lift it up as high as you can here, and then tiny pulses, lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up a little bit higher, and tiny circles to the right for 10, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch direction for 10, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower that leg down, stretch back into a child's pose. I know those are painful, but at least they're quick. So now we're gonna work on that left leg. So I'm only turning around so that you guys can see me better. So left leg is going to stretch out and straight, and right arm is gonna go stretch out and straight. So take a second, catch your balance, tighten your core, and then we'll go with a little lift up and up. So 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring them in. Elbow comes to knee and stretch. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower hand and knee down, and then we're gonna come down to our elbows here, and that left leg again comes up straight, cross it over, tap down to the right side, and lift, and then tap down to the left side, lift. I don't even have that much room on the right side here, but we'll do what we can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then again, bend that knee. Foot is flexed here, so you're going to want to feel like you are stamping your foot on the ceiling, and little lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten that leg out, point your toe, lift it up as high as you can. Tiny pulses 1 inch up for 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up a few inches higher. Tiny circles to the right for 10, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you could lift it up a little bit higher and switch directions. Circles for 10. 3, 2, and 1. And lower that leg down. Push back again into a child's pose. Really stretch out your legs. Separate your knees here so they're about the width of your mat, and put your feet together and really stretch back. Make sure that you're really relaxing your neck here, so everything should feel kind of nice and relaxed, other than your knees, which are hopefully stretching out here. And just take a few breaths. If you need a sip of water. And then when you're ready, next we're going to do a few arm movements. We're going to do these kneeling today. So just try and come up kneeling on your knees here, or if that doesn't feel good, you can also kind of sit back on your knees, but we don't need to come to standing yet for this part. So your arms are just going to come out straight here with your pinkies pointing up towards the ceiling. Palms are facing back. We're just going to do little lifts up. So about 2 inches up. Just tiny pulses. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to hinge forward a little bit and bring your arms back. So you're going to just kind of like move your palms a little bit closer together, and then we're just going to go little circles forward. Tiny circles. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch direction back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to come back to just arms facing straight out to the sides, and we'll just do little quicker lifts up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to hinge forward again, and we're going to bring our arms back so that our thumbs meet each other, and then stretch forward to the side. I don't even remember. So let's just stretch back, meet your thumbs out to the side, back. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And last thing here, you're going to bring your arms out in front of you, and you're just going to lift them up in front like you have a tray and you're presenting it. So it's just going to be out in front and then behind, up, and then stretch them behind with your palms up for like a little stretch here. Be out and back. Weird sound coming from my kitchen. I don't know what that is. Hopefully nothing bad. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now a few shoulder rolls back and forward. And last thing, working our arms here, we're going to come to a seated position again. With your knees bent, we're going to do a few just tricep dips. So knees are going to be bent, and if you can, lift your hips up off the mat, and we're just going to lower them down. Point your elbows behind you and lift. So they're going to be nice and quick here. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower yourself down, shake out those arms a little bit. I always think it's so funny how you could be lifting absolutely nothing, but still feel your arms working that hard, and they'll be sore tomorrow too if you're not used to doing it. So next here, we are going to come onto our side. So lower down on your right hip here to start off. And you can be down on your elbow also, or you can lay it all the way down, whatever just feels a little bit more comfortable for you. And then your opposite hand can be placed in front of you just for support here. So down on that right hip, legs are going to come straight out towards the middle of your mat. We're just going to do little lifts and lower here. The top leg. Lift. Not too high, but a little bit higher than your hip. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then little circles up here. So little circles going forward for 10. 2, and 1. Sorry, I forgot to keep counting. Reverse direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to tap that foot in front of us to the corner of the mat here, and then lift it back in the center over your other leg, and then tap it behind you. So similar to what we did on our knees before. Tap and lift for 10, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower it down. And our knees are gonna come bent out in front of us. So knees are together here and bent. And you're gonna lift that top leg again, and you're gonna tap your knee down onto the mat in front of your other leg. And then you're gonna lift it, bring it behind, and then tap your toe behind you. So it's just a little over. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now our knees are going to tap together, and you're going to lift that leg up, stretch it out straight. So just tap and lift for 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower it down. And then last thing on this side, which this should probably feel good after that, is you're going to take that top leg, stretch it out in front of you, and place that foot down in front. So that should already feel like a nice stretch on the top of your leg. And then the lower leg, we're just going to do little lifts up and lower. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower that down. I always feel like that feels really good because you get a stretch in at the same time. Now we're going to go over to the opposite side. So onto that left hip. And again, elbow down or all the way down. And we're just going to do a little lift and lower.
What's your favorite song? Does it make you smile? Do you think of me? When you close your eyes, tell me what are you dreaming? Everything I want to know it all. I'd spend 10,000 hours
for 8,
10,000 more. Oh, if that's what
6,
it takes to learn that sweetheart of yours.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold up at the top, tiny circles forward for 10. 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse, little circles back for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it out. Tap in front of you towards that left corner of the mat and lift, and tap it behind toward the corner and lift. Just 4, 3, 2, and 1. And legs come together. Knees are bent here. Lift that leg, tap your knee out in front of you, and lift, and then tap your toe behind and lift. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now knees are going to come together, and we're going to tap our knees together and then lift out. Up and out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And place that foot down in front of you. Feel that stretch. Bottom leg lifts up and lift. Toe is pointed. For 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it all down. And legs come out to stretch. We're going to do one last move here. It's going to be a teaser, which I typically close with, sometimes not, but usually. So we're going to lay flat on our back here. And there's a few different options for this move if you've never done it before. You can do it with one leg down and one leg out. Basically what we're going to be doing is peeling ourselves up into a stretched out position here. So you can do it with one leg where you keep one foot down on the mat and the other leg goes straight out and your knees are pressed together. Or you can do it with your knees in tabletop or out to 45 degrees. So we're going to start off with our arms overhead, and you're going to reach them over. We're just going to do 3 of these. So you peel yourself up, you take a nice big exhale as you peel up and reach toward your toes. Pause at the top, lift your chest up, take a breath, reach your arms up, and then slowly melt down, legs stay put, and stretch back out. So we'll do 2 more of those. Arms come overhead, chin to chest, reach up, exhale, Pause at the top, lift your chest up, raise your arms up, and slowly lower all the way down. Arms come back overhead. And one more. Arms overhead, chin to chest. Big exhale as you peel yourself up, reach towards those toes. Lift your chest, reach your arms up, and then slowly melt everything down. Arms and legs down into the mat. Reach your arms overhead for a nice stretch. And we are finished. So take a nice deep breath here. You can kind of melt everything down. Just relax a little bit, and then we'll get into a nice finishing stretch. So you want to reach your arms overhead. Bring your knees into your chest here and grab onto your knees. Really tug them in for a nice stretch. And you can roll around a little bit. Massage your lower back. Bring those legs over to the left side on the floor, place them down, and reach that right arm out and look toward the right side. Feel that nice twist stretch on your waist. And move back up, bring them down over to the right side. And arm comes out and gaze over to the left. And then once you're ready, come up to a seated position. Legs can be crossed here. And reach that right elbow down onto the mat. Lay it down flat if you can. And reach the other arm overhead. I don't know if it was today. I spent a lot of time outside this morning and I got a ton of sun. But I'm just like so wiped out. It seemed a lot more tiring than it normally does. So if you're feeling that way too, I'm with you. I don't know, but it's beautiful outside if you're in DC. Switch over to the left side. Elbow comes down. Probably one of the nicest days we've had, I think. It's nice and dry and sunny, but not too hot. But the sun definitely took a lot out of me this morning. And then we'll do one more stretch on our legs. Since we have a lot of leg and hip work today, so we're going to just do the same thing that we did earlier. So just stretch those legs out into a V in front of you. Reach over toward that right toe. And I definitely recommend taking a few minutes to stretch afterwards also, if that feels good for you. The more the better. An hour of Pilates is a lot. So forward as far down as you can go. And then over to the left foot. Really try to feel that stretch in your right side on your waist. And one more in the center. Okay, well, like I said, feel free to keep stretching. Recommend hydrating, drink a lot of water, especially like I said, if you've been outside. I am going to put my email in the chat box here. So if you have any questions or requests, suggestions, recommendations, feel free to send me an email. If anything felt weird or you just want to know if there's a modification for certain moves, definitely feel free to email me. Otherwise, my name is Renee. I will be teaching this time all summer. So Saturdays at 4 and Mondays at 7:30 in the morning. Thank you all for coming so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And like I said, feel free to reach out if you have any questions.